Hmm. Irish. All right. All right. Let me know if you can hear me now. You should. I was getting like really, really bad lag. Hmm. Yeah, weird. I don't know. I don't know why it's taking up so much memory there. Weird. Hmm. I don't know. Strange. Yeah, I was taking up. I don't know if something's downloading in the background and I can't find it or what. So strange. Is it that? I don't know. It's being weird. So we'll see how it goes. But hopefully, yeah, right. Yeah, could be, could be. Yeah, don't know. Anyway, markets are a little bit confused as well. So I have my own confusion right now, but looks like the markets have their own confusion here. Yeah, 17, 25, 11, minus 15, 5, 4, minus 4, 47. Yeah. Welcome to December with no news. Um, is it all weird again? Is it strange? I don't know. Nora, is it strange? It shouldn't be set on that. Hold on. I don't know what it sounds like. Hold on. I do. I mean, it should be warm and rich, is what it said at. I mean, Neuro. Just because Neuro asked for it, there is this Neuro, which this is actually the AM radio preset. I don't know if it sounds any different. Like I said, I'm not listening to myself when I do the broadcast, um, but I do have different options that I can put in here. Um, but there's like there's different ones that I can, you know, I don't know with the ice pop ones. I'm gonna have to check out the ice pop ones because those are the new ones. Um, yeah. I mean, there's this too. I don't know. I'm not sure, but yes, there is an AM radio setting there that I can put on there. So we'll see. Anyway, not a lot of movement. We have the BOC but getting ready to raise. At least you don't sound as muffled today. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm still congested. Where it's a high of 60 today. So like I don't do well with like temperature switches, like sudden temperature changes. Like when we get the Maryland like 20-degree thing, I have like issues with like my inner ear or whatever, like from like as a kid. So all of a sudden, like it's like, wait a second, we're cold weather, man. It's winter, right? Because it was like, I mean, we got like mid-30s for like 3 weeks straight. My brain was like, or like my ears were like, yep, winter time, and now it's like 60. And it's like, whoa, what's happening here, right? So, yeah, not enjoying like I said, I like the warm because like the cold was annoying, but like my balance and ears are like not having it. Anyway, ECB, urgent need for global crypto regulations, right? Crypto was a bubble doomed. Yeah, I agree. Again, the illegal transactions going through were kind of funny. Bank of Canada nears the end of its interest rate hike cycle. And again, we know this is coming up to the 4.25. The data out there has been pretty good, so we'll see. Where is it? There's the Chinese data. Where is it? Come on, really? I don't know. All morning. So, oh, there it is. I just saw it. Oh, that's the target. Where's the other Chinese data? Anyway, China's relaxing their zero COVID policy. It's changing. It was an interesting banter back and forth this morning on CNBC. Everyone's like, well, isn't this bad for the market? They're going to have so many deaths. And Jim Cramer was kind of like, Maybe. I mean, Omicron has proven that it's not, but they didn't have the vaccine protection that we had, and their vaccine is not as good. It's like, and Jim Cramer's like, if it happens, you're not going to hear about it anyway. So yeah, so go Jim Cramer. Got to give Cramer some some props there for they were trying to be like, oh, there's going to be millions of deaths, and like trying to like drum up like the the juicy like China's going to disappear because of COVID, right? And Kramer, you gotta love Jim Cramer just being like, Omicron just we never saw it, and they were like, it's because we were vaccinated. It's like, it's not what the data says. And then Kramer calling him out for not actually telling us what's going to really happen there anyway. I thought that was awesome. Awesome. Enjoy this. Always sucks when winter final kicks in. Yeah, no, ours is. I mean, it's kind of funny. We're like talking about winter final kicking in December. Typically, January, February are our coldest months. But we had like the last 2 weeks have been like frigid. Like it's been horrible. It was like no fall basically. But anyway, so we had the BOC statement coming in today. As you can see, there's not really much else out there. We put everything in. Tomorrow we do have some data. We have unemployment claims. We got ECB speaking again. But again, it's one of those weeks where there's just not a whole lot out there really going on. So it kind of goes back to more of a technical basis. Now, some interesting things we talked about. We mentioned this on Monday. We talk about kind of Saudi jumps. Article this morning out talking about how President Z, or however you say his name, will be arriving in Saudi Arabia, and that they are rolling out the massive, the massive red carpet. And they said it's, basically saying that the U.S. should take note, right? The last time that they saw some type of ceremony this big and this grand and this type of spectacle was when Trump was out there originally. They said if you compare what's happening now for them versus what happened with Biden, that Biden pretty much got the cold shoulder. And it kind of shows where policy is going. They said billions and billions and billions of dollars worth of contracts for everything from oil to textiles to technology. Everything is going to be signed in the next few days between Saudi Arabia and China. Yeah. So, our closest ally is becoming China's closest Middle East ally. So, should be interesting. I'm waiting to see some of the headlines to see kind of, as China is being given the lead of the world, how it looks. So, we'll see. Unemployment is expected to tick up just a little bit. Not really a big deal. And again, this is another thing they mentioned today that the Fed basically said, listen, we want it to tick up. We want it to go up into like the middle to high fours, right? It's got to go there. That's the way that we That's the way we shut all this down. So that kind of helps them a little bit. But for the most part, I mean, it's a bunch of little this is December. Unfortunately, I mean, look again. It's it's kind of like the old saying of the go away in May. It's kind of like the go away in December. Yes, there's some great trades out there that you could make, but then there's days like this where not really much in 24 hours. So, wah, wah, wah. But again, hopefully we get something tomorrow. But, we'll see. I don't expect any surprises with the dollar CAD today. And you can see the movement is rather shy at 4. It's just not, no real trends right now in the overall markets. So, looking at the dollar. So, here's what we had with the dollar. We had that kind of low put in there on, Sunday, Monday morning. It kind of pulled back again, and we talked about this 50% low being an area where sellers would come off of. Again, we're not trading the Dixie by itself, but you can see the 105.52 would hit it, kind of got there yesterday at 2 o'clock, and then just kind of maintained. It kind of popped just a little bit higher. And again, this is all in the same area. There was a little tiny pop right before the European Open, and then the dollar pulled back again, back down to this kind of the old 23.6 pullback. You can see the 23 did nothing, but there are buyers there. So it's an interesting spot. The Europeans basically set this straight down. If you look to see where the European market was, which would be right there. Right there's the European, and pretty much at the peak. And now that we're rolling into the U.S. session, right, this 9:30 candle, we're running into the buyers on the other side of this one, and it's starting to pop back up again. So this may be a telltale sign that we're looking to see dollar strength come in again in all the dollar-based currency pairs. Indices are the VIX right now. VIX has popped, and again, not like really any major news. It's just the negativity in the markets right now. The markets have a very bearish sentiment. I guess the forecast is the end of next year, 2023, is when we'll be officially based off of like all the data points they need to check the boxes and say that we are in a recession. Jamie Dimon made some comments yesterday about what was it? a light recession before a hard bottom or something like that. I don't know. He pissed Kramer off. Kramer was all pissed off that basically Jamie Dimon said, "I'm putting everything back, putting all my money back into cash." But Kramer was all pissed off, right? I don't know. I don't know. He's like, yeah, he's a, people don't want to stand up to him and say that they do this. I'm like, I don't know. Jamie's been right a lot. So whether it's because he said it and it happened, or because Jamie knew what the heck he was talking about, but he pissed Kramer off today. Yeah, Kramer was not happy. But anyway, VIX is up. You're seeing the indices, for the most part, red, but barely, right? Again, the sentiment is just, oh, that's it. Everybody's following the same trends. But you're seeing them really trying to fight back to get in the positive, and the Russell already is. Commodities, all in the green right now. And again, some of that has to do with the dollar being red. Again, they tend to be inverse. You're seeing oil had a big collapse yesterday. Yesterday morning at 8:30, we saw this big collapse back down again, and now it's starting to look for a bottom. But everything did. Natural gas, big push, and now it's in the green from where it was yesterday. Big push again, same thing for Monday in gold and silver, and both of those are rallying back up again, back up to those levels. Looking at the Aussie dollar, you can see right now, really since about 7:30 this morning, we have a nice little pop up. We've talked about some levels in here, but again, pretty wicky. You can see that it kind of held and then was the top and the bottom back and forth, but we can just remove it off for clarity at this point. We talked about really the only nice level that we really liked. There was a small one here, and that's what ended up bouncing off of. Was really this one down here at the 78.6, which we had some more room to run for. It's pushed down, and I would say be cautious with this one right now, and I actually wouldn't be surprised if we do have a reversal. It's not the 23, but if you look, you can see that there is a level of basing sitting right there, and there is a bit of a confirmation coming off of it. We're not quite there yet. It's kind of like, can we get that last? Can you just push us that last little bump? But what it's doing right now is it's front running off of this test right here. Is kind of what we're bouncing off of. But with what we see in the Dixie right now, with kind of finding a bottom right here and being able to start rally back up again, that also coincides with what we can see here in the Aussie dollar. So ideally, I'd like for it to get to the higher number, which would be up here at 67.44, right there. I like that better than the 2, but it's already starting to bounce off this other one, and it's kind of like, is it going to go sooner than what we would like? But again, I would say with this nice little pop up here, I would expect this to kind of turn and start rolling. And some of this may have to do with the Jamie Dimon comments. But again, where we're seeing the Dixie and with the U.S. sets rolling back on again, we've seen a lot of dollar weakness from the European market. We tend to rebound and fight that back again in the U.S. market. So I'd look for somewhat of a reversal. And again, I'd prefer that one, but this one could potentially be it as well. So we can get a little bit of a pop-up. That would definitely help. Aussie yen. So Aussie yen, here's where we are. We talked about, again, having that old original Harry Potter. We ended up hitting that last week. It came back up and hit it again on Monday morning at the European, kind of the European reversal time, as well as 9 o'clock. It hit it, went back down to profit again, came back up and hit it, did not get stopped out, came back and hit the profit target again, hit it again, and we're sitting in the middle. So again, the same channeling back and forth. We were talking about longs down low, but we haven't gotten, unfortunately, that break yet. So still looking for it to get down there. I would say the Aussie yen right now is really giving us no trend. It's up 0.018 right now. Again, welcome to December trading. Not much we can do for this right now. Again, it really needs to go one of the 2 areas, and I'd be very cautious with this 92.13 again. It's hit that area, 1, 2, 3, 4 times, and again, one additional confirmation after. Yes. Here. Whoops. Here. Take this. I just be cautious with it because, again, levels don't last forever. Even though it seems like it's establishing the top side of that channel, I think we're getting a little bit long on the tooth on that one. Okay. So yeah, I mean, kind of, if we wanted to take a box in from either direction, I'd say that either of these 2 are probably kind of where we're looking to box that one in at, right? But again, if you got in this trade on Monday morning or Friday, right? I mean, Sunday's right here, right? From Sunday night, 2 days in, we're about 50 pips high. So we've been just literally going back and forth. But what are you doing? Kipster is feeling better, still drooling tons. And again, it took us forever. We had 6 teeth, and now we're on 7, and I think 8 is broken through. Drool and earaches. Gotta love it, right? Drool and earaches. What? He was supposedly up a bunch last night, coughing still. What are you sitting on? But yeah, I had to wake him up today to take Jen to school. I was like, oh, sorry, buddy. Can't sleep late today. So I think 92.12 again. Maybe we can get a decent bounce off of that one. We'll see what it looks like. Whoops. Let's put this here. Let's see if we can get any assistance now that we do have a good top and bottom. Yeah, I'd say again, any pop through the top, I think there's two levels: the 50 right here and the 61.8. Both of them are going to have some problems coming higher. So I don't see any big rallies coming in the Aussie anytime soon. Euro yen. So the top is still there. You can see that we talked about coming down to this level. Missed it by a little bit, but again, we knew we were going to have problems in this area here. You know, there was spacing, there was a touch, it kind of blew through and then kind of reestablished, but so much wick in there, very, very difficult to really kind of draw much on that one. You can see the low was at about 2 o'clock. There was a pullback right there at 3. So European session has been straight up. We just talked about this. The European sent the dollar straight down, and now we're seeing a bit of a reversal. If you go from here to here, you can see that kind of a 61.8, but there's not a whole lot out there. This chop back and forth is kind of like, it's there. I would expect it to roll back down again, and we're already seeing that. You're starting to see the red candles in here. I don't even know if you could put, probably too late now, but there's a top if we can get a pullback. It's about 15. Yeah, if we can get a little bit of a pullback, I think that could be a decent roll point to the downside. But I had to go down to a 15, so just be cautious that. What do you got? This? Here, you can have this. You can take this. There you go. There you go. Yeah, it's okay. Again, it doesn't necessarily match any of the fib levels, as well as there's no supply zone sitting up there. So it's kind of forming its own level at this point. But I think it rolls back down to the 104. All the talk about recession, everything else, Jamie Dimon has got it spooked. But again, we tend to see more dollar strength roll back in the U.S. market. Euro pound. So euro pound in 24 hours has moved 4 pips. Had the top here yesterday at 11. Right, yesterday at 10:30, 11 o'clock. Again, I was in the doctor, but I had this one marked off already. Again, same level that we had here, right? We were just trying to get more of the near term. It's out. It hit it again, and then kind of just chopping back and forth using that same level. At this point, again, we are seeing pound strength roll back in again. I would say watch out for this. Again, this is on the watch list right now, this level at 86.64. This level here, I'd say we're probably due for this one to come back down. We know that we have a level of basing, and then we had a decent pop here, as well as kind of a touch. There's the top. You can see, I would say this right now would be the downside target. There is definitely the potential that this is a long. What do you got? This is trash, buddy. Obviously, right now, it's going to be a target first, and then it could be a potential long if it hits in bases and then comes back in again. So right now, this is kind of what I'm looking for. Again, over here, not on the first touch. It would definitely be kind of a number 3 after a confirmation entry. 1 to 3 is right there. And again, we need the confirmation entry on it. Okay. What do you want? This? I don't know. What are you pointing at? There. Euro yen. All right. So euro yen. We talked about the 50, and you can see Monday night or Monday at 10:30, we were kind of sitting there, and it just chopped back and forth. Right. So obviously sellers in there, and again, we knew that there was no. We talked about trying to find where the base would actually come in at. We didn't have one drawn. We were like somewhere around here. It ended up giving us a base, and look how much time it's been in there. But again, not really anything decent. If anything, you could have tried to draw a top on here, right, and then probably got stopped out at break even all the way over in here. At worst case scenario, it just didn't really give us much. Now it did go up. 61 kind of got run by a little bit, and then again over here, none of this is really great. I mean, the next decent level we have up top is really sitting all the way up here. Push this off because even with the chop to the bottom, it doesn't really give us anything that's like, ooh, that's great. Problem is, even the base here, there's no Harry Potter trade. There's no again, too grindy, too sideways, a bit of movement on that one. And you can see European sent this one up. 3 o'clock is right there. European sent us high, and then 7:30 we pulled right back down again. So yeah, the reality is not much movement in this one. A little bit of a pop, a little bit of a retrace, but not at a level we were looking to get in. So, again, if you notice set an alert, 144.90, you can just do it 145. It's not going to make a difference. 144.95 up top. And again, if you do find a short, I think you're going to have some problems down here at 143.25-ish in here. And even going back lower down to the 50 and 61, I don't really have many levels here that I'm like, oop, that's great. Just too choppy back and forth. Just not enough volume moving in this market right now. Pound yen, or pound dollar. So pound dollar, we talked about having a profit target. We finally hit the profit target yesterday at 2 p.m. in the afternoon, the 121.56. We said we were expecting some type of a, we wanted to have a farther push down again, and you can see it kind of came down and just chopped back and forth. Never got our entry on the downside. I think this 120.70 is still decent. And again, it was a decent base, hovered around the 50, and again, we had a touch on there. At this point, we can go a little bit higher, but it doesn't make a difference. The 50 is still bisecting that same level. So that's still on the radar. This profit target is out. We can get rid of that. We can get rid of this one. I don't know. Maybe we can get some help from the top. Not really. This kind of went through the top already. Maybe something sitting right in there, although that's quite large. It's 30 pips. It's quite large. There's probably something small in there. Not really. It's 19. If you're looking for something a little more aggressive, there's probably something sitting in there. And again, because it's an easy low, it's an easy high to low, so people will be looking at 61.8, and it is confirmed, although it has been pushed pretty deep. What this? What this? He sees something, but there's a lot of things over here he's not allowed to have. Nope, you cannot have that. You cannot have that either. You can have this. There you go. So yeah, there's probably something sitting in here. Look for price to do a potential reversal at 122.58. Again, only because it's sitting at a 61.8. There's a level there, but it is pushed 2/3 of the way through, so it's not the highest quality of levels out there. Pound yen. So pound yen, we talked about 167.19. You can see we kind of came up and kind of peaked just right above it yesterday morning. Again, we're back up to that same level. Had you adjusted this one, right? Had you adjusted this one to the most recent candle, it would be sitting right there. Again, there's your confirmation. So you may have gotten in a trade this morning at like 5:30ish, right? 5:30. Reversal is right there, right? Again, kind of a larger. I mean, it's 20 pips. It's not horrible. But yeah, it would have been a 5:30 reversal based off that. What if we could? And I'm already on a 15, and that's the best I can do with it. So, what are you doing? This? All right. Where we go with this now? I still like this down. Again, we need some yen help with it. It's not really a clear Harry Potter though. Yeah. Not till next week. I don't like this zone. I'm not really in love with that one. Not really in love with this one either. Honestly, the best thing that we have right now is, again, a zone form here. There's a touch. Push it to the brink and kind of reestablish the new one. That's the best thing, but it's not a fresh level. I mean, it's been hit multiple times. So, this? What do you want? I'm not sure. This? No, you don't want that. That's yucky. You don't want that. Yeah. But I don't know what you want. Sorry. This? Not this? Sorry, you have everything that you could possibly have on my desk right now. Oops. There we go. I don't know what he did. Let's see. What? I'm not sure what he's doing. Anyway, it's all right. Don't love it. Like I said, I think it's a little bit more bearish on this one. But we need some help from the yen and none of the levels on the downside. Really, the only area I'm looking for right now is this 120. I'm sorry, 164.30 is kind of the best level. I don't really like a whole lot in here, particularly with the lower volume that we're seeing right now. Again, this one is up, but you can see that it's been pulling back, so not really great. Dollar CAD. Dollar CAD, we talked about 136.56 being kind of a target that we were looking for. Again, we can see we hit the target twice, popped through it a little bit before turning and collapsing, which again, you kind of got to expect it. It did reverse right at 530, so again, it happens for all pairs. Right now, I would say that, again, this could be an interesting bounce area. We can take this off. Let's pull this. Let's draw fibs in the other direction. I'm going to do it from here because this is where a lot of people are going to draw from. Oh, thank you. 1 to 3 right there. Yeah, 4.25. The bank is also continuing its policy. Oh, the BOC is considering the need for further hikes to curb inflation, so I guess it is not officially done yet, right? That one article earlier said they're nearing the end. Go Bloomberg, they're nearing the end, but they said we may need considering additional ones. Yeah, okay. So again, that's why we're seeing some of the strength pop in. I'd like to see this one base in here and continue lower. I am interested in capturing this area right here. Again, not many pullbacks on that one. There is a level of basing, and it is an old level here that, again, push to the brink again, and then, again, it was used for kind of a Harry Potter. Kind of the same thinking, if we can come through base and get that pullback in here, I'd be interested in this one. I think it's, again, all we're doing is bringing it back into this 135-ish range, right? 135 is sitting back down here. That's all we need to get to. And I think 135 is a good equilibrium point. But that one is looking like a break of, actually, let's bring this down here. And we'll change it green, and then put this here. And then we can go red and white. All right. So, again, don't know if it's going to break today. Don't know if it's going to break tomorrow. But, again, I do think it eventually breaks in here as we, start to hear even more talk about, again, the Fed's starting to slow down, even though everybody else is like, we're going to continue. So, yeah, easiest way to trade this one right now is literally going to be to put this, turn it red, turn it into an alert. Right? And again, just get alerted when we come and break through this level to be able to take this for a lower push. And if you do get short that trade, make sure you get profit before that level there. It's where buyers are going to step in. Okay? No, you cannot have the mouse. What do you want? This? No? This? 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 There you go. You can have that. All right. Dollar Swiss. No, you can't have anything else over there. Nope. Nope, you can't have those. All right, dollar Swiss is down 26 to 1 pip an hour. And you can see we are basically channeling back and forth again between these two levels. What? Here, what do you want? Here, go ahead. Grab what you want. Go ahead. What do you want? Here, with this? No, can't have that. Here, you can have this, though. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, not a ton of movement on this one. Again, very, very channeling sideways. I'd say levels right now, and again, this 50% level, you can see kind of hit it, kind of went deeper, but didn't quite get to the level we were looking for yesterday. Kind of came back down again, and then really from 1 o'clock yesterday, just kind of stabilized. Europeans sent it back down. And if anything, maybe we see a little pushback up again, but we're not really near any buying and selling levels. 94 is the closest thing that we have. No, there's nothing else over there. This? What? Yeah, you can keep pointing and grunting, but I don't know what you want, buddy. This? 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 Well, grab it then. Here. He's pointing, and I put him up on the desk, and then he's like, I don't know what I want. Here. There's like a Jin has a little like a green plastic glass that has a bunch, like, she collected rocks, so it's sitting on my desk as like her collection. I think he wants it, but at the same time, yeah, I don't want him to have Jin's little container of tiny rocks, because yeah, that will make my day even more exciting. So anyway, dollar Swiss, not really excited about either one. We're kind of sitting. I mean, we're kind of in the bottom. I don't know. Let's see. We'll draw real quick. Yeah. we're sitting in no man's land right now. So not really trending great. And again, we're sitting right around a level. So I don't partake a whole lot of information there. So here's a level we talked about on Monday, right? We kind of bounced off of it and kind of broke, and it really just it continued to stabilize over there. So there was the original trade, and we knew we had some selling going into that area. Again, all we went up to was, let's see, this old level here. That's what we grabbed. Again, we had that one marked off as being kind of a target level. If you're wondering what that is, it's this old violated level here. God, what do we do with this now? We'll pull it and run the opposite direction. I feel like that's the best level we have sitting in here. Right? Nice little base lick, impulse, correction move back again. It is snuck in right behind the 61.8, so you'll have people, putting it in there, as well as we have a whole number there. Right? 24 pips worth of risk. Not horrible. Not horrible. See, support. The people looking to get in at 50 missed it by 10 pips. This? You cannot have this. You cannot have that. Here, can I have this? Want that? Ooh, what's that? Down 7. It's really dwindling fast. Yeah, I don't really like the trend of this one either right now. Again, if we're going to bracket this one off top and bottom, I'd say 137, 137.53. And then I don't mind this one. Actually, this is not bad. I think this could be a nice little hidden level, but we got quite a bit of room to run. We got about 135 pips till we get down there. So quite a bit, right? Quite a bit of movement before we can get there. So yeah, a little bit rough. Crypto's obviously down. Seen those statements about we need regulation, regulation, regulation. Bonds up. Again, we're seeing dollar weakness, so not surprising that these are higher. Going across the commodities, so oil. Oil, I would say I guess we can run this down a little bit. Although, you know what? Yeah, I guess we'll run it down a little bit, even though we don't really need it. We're going to run this to here. Yeah, we're seeing some of that come in right now. Unfortunately, I missed our top. Look at that. That was from last week still, but we're going to hold that firm. I am interested at, look at this level right here. Again, backstop by the 50. Could be a decent little run up there. Now, what's interesting about China right now is even though they made comments that were extremely positive as far as, changing their zero COVID policy and not being as stringent about it, oil has not taken off. And again, that was the griping this morning on CNBC was talking about how, we're not really going to get true data out of China, but, they're going to have millions of deaths, which is going to be bad, and they're deflationary and all this other stuff. But, shouldn't it be good for commodities? And, yeah, kind of. I mean, it's I think there's a lot of uncertainty. Right? U.S. going into recession. It's been all the talk and the feeling. They were talking about how the CNBC story was basically that with China easing their zero COVID policy, that it would actually be considered inflationary, right? But it's one of those things that it's good and bad. Yes, it's inflationary in the sense that not locking down means more people and higher Chinese demand, but it also means that without that zero COVID policy, they could have a lot more people off, and it could have supply chain disruptions because of COVID. So I think it's a huge inflationary bomb about to explode, but we have to see what the Omicron numbers look like. And, I don't know. They were mentioning, they're like, yeah, but will they time up the Omicron or will they be considered the flu? Like, we're having more deaths from flu right now. So, yeah, we'll see. But yeah, decent level in right there. 77, 27, I think, is an area to watch out for. Bottom side, like I said, right now it's just such a negative demand-based trade, and with the volume being low, it's not surprising. Natural gas also continued to go lower. Now, we did bounce off that 560, and again, you can see we hit it, we fought it, we kind of continued through. So we're going to pull it now. We can run some extra fibs in there, see if anything matches up. Not yet. You can see that this one, the old violated level here that was 1, 2, 3, 4 based, you can see that it did come through and use it on the other side. Oh, crap. There we go. Yeah, it's the same buyers. I don't think this low holds, and here's why. Here was the low. It's in the same exact spot. So I think the next push is probably down here. I think that's where your next push probably is. Right. We had a big difference there. Oil. No, mine actually didn't appear than I. No. My normal link for the API. Oh, whoops. That's what we got going on right now. So expected to be a minus 3.8 and showing minus 6. Okay. They're showing a minus 3.5. So the expectations are kind of at the same right now. Let's go back to oil real quick and see what oil is doing. Let's drop it down to 5. What? No, those are magnets. You can't touch those. Problem with this one is, look at this. We have basing confirmed up top, and on the downside, we have basing confirmed down here. What? What are you trying to grab? You want this? I'd say news-wise, this one's not in a great place either way. We'll see if we can stabilize down here. We still got a little bit of time on this one. We got 16 minutes. We'll see if we can come down here and stabilize and look to see if there's a little bit of a pop-up of that 75 mark. If we could, do like a quick 60-cent jump. We'll see. But again, this one is kind of boxed in between two different levels. Nothing really great in there. They're all right, but you had to go really low for it. Gold. Gold on a 1 minute. It's kind of funny. It's like, wow. So here's what we got with gold. Again, if we take the most recent high to low, we talked about a break coming down here through 165. Right, 1765. And you can see we hit it, continue to chop all the way through. I think that's awesome. I'm actually going to throw an alert on this one now. It's hit the level so many times, showing us that level has definitely been an area. Now that it's confirmed as being an area where there's a large accumulation of buyers, again, they will eventually fail on this one. When they do, we're looking for this one to come in and be at a pretty short through that level. Right now, you can see we did just bounce right off the 50. So again, there will be people looking to sell gold right now. There was not really a level there, so it's purely just a technical, a fib-based level. Don't love those. And again, those tend to get tested pretty well, and that 61 is right above it. There is a level just a little bit higher, but again, that level is now starting to flirt with 1800 again. Right now, today, if this is going to be the path, I think, again, when the Europeans roll out, we'll see what gold is able to do. But for the most part, I think but for the most part, I think we'll probably see a slow reversal in here. I'd like to see where the top is. It may actually be up to the 1800, but these are some of the bigger levels right now that looking for in this one, right? Yeah, again, I think alert's pretty decent. A break through 1765. Look for it to come down to 1754.11, but nothing really wonderful right now. We're in a bit of a racetrack, and the only thing stopping us is, again, what? This? One day he's going to start talking. He's never going to stop talking. What? What do you want? What? Here. Okay. Here. You're pointing at something. Here. Look. What? What? Grab it. Grab it. Okay, then don't point. Don't point then. So yeah, I think gold, buddy. I'm putting you over here. Here, look, right here. What do you want? Grab it. Here, grab it. Look for a reversal. Again, it's not a very strong one for me, so I'm going to set this one out. Not as interested, but again, I think a level around 1800 is really where we're looking for this to turn and roll. If we break through 1765, look for it to come all the way down. All right, silver. All right, I'm trying to help you out, but you're not going with the help today. You're making it more difficult, buddy. Nope. What, this? This? Okay, sister's going to be pissed. Silver is increasing. It looks just like gold. It is double, so it's doing kind of what it's supposed to do. Great news. It did not break through the 22 area. We're looking for a breakthrough for Harry Potter. Love the fact that it went deep in there and kind of base, showing us there are still buyers down around the 22 level mark. This one is also still live when we have a break of the 22 right here. Right, when we get a break of the actual 22, that's where we're looking for this one to come back down again. So both these are set up pretty decently as far as what I want to see for gold and silver. There is a level up here, and again, it just happens to be that base. And again, we talked about getting a Harry Potter through there on Monday. It did. It continued to push all the way down. Never gave us the pullback, unfortunately. But that is also 23. So if we can get a little bit more of a rally up in silver, I think this one has a decent ability to take this one turn and drop back to the downside. And again, I do like the break through the 22. These could coincide with any amount of U.S. data out there. So a lot of stuff going on there. Tesla, again, all the technologies. They were talking about this morning, all the technologies are getting hit. And again, a lot of this has to do with China and just kind of what's going to happen there. The indices, you can see that they're kind of split. ES is totally flat. If we drop it down to a 15-minute, and again, here's that Harry Potter. We drew it. I don't know what time that we drew it. This on Monday. You can see that we came back up. Really spent a lot of time there on Tuesday, and then Tuesday open, straight down. As far as the open goes today, if you're going to look for more near-term basing on things, obviously there's the bottom. You didn't hit. On the top side, you got a couple different levels. I would say that this is probably right there where it gives us a confirmed level, which should be that base right there. And you can see here's your 9:30 in the morning candle right here. It popped up, it grabbed it, and then it's pushed lower. So if you take this and run this to here, right, and you go 1 to 3, it's right there. So that's 2.95. I think I'm off it a little bit, but yeah, so super, super close as far as getting out. Again, maybe you got pip edit on this one, maybe not. But there's your kind of early morning piece to it. And again, you may not have done the confirmation because again, it's kind of, I'm using the confirmation touch. There's where the actual zone is. It still hit either way. It just makes this one a little bit smaller. So 1 to 3 is only right there. All right. You can see that it came up and grabbed it. And again, that's on no movement. Minus 0.04. We're literally just kind of going sideways. So, right. NQ, same thing. Very, very similar. Now, NQ is a little bit different on this one. I would say that, yes, there was a piece down here. And again, this is kind of the 10 o'clock kind of reversal-ish kind of piece on it. Had you taken this one long off of that initial push saying, oh, there's your overnight basing. Here is 1 to 3. That's what your overnight basing would look like. You can see that we pushed through the top. Now, the top side, this is a little bit more difficult, right? Not a confirmed level, although it was a big psychological level we had talked about in the past. Really, the confirmation of things comes in up here. I guess there's probably where, if you would use the same level that we'd use in the other one, you're looking at over here. Not really confirmed. A confirmation doesn't really come in till kind of here, but that doesn't really block off the level. You could say, well, wait a second, there's the base, there's the touch. Yeah, you could have used that one as well. Again, those were formed late last night, and then, again, touched off at 2 o'clock in the morning. Had you used that level either way, again, there's your 1, 2, 3 is sitting right there. That's 1 to 3 or not, but you can see it's well past. So that would have been a quick strike. So we really have no movement from where the open was. It is the biggest red, but the open is right exactly where the price is right now. So it went up really, really quick, grabbed the level that had the test here. Not really necessarily a test to the downside. That would have been the first test coming through. So a little bit riskier on the downside. But there was 2 different trade setups that you could have taken in NQ. Considering NQ is supposedly the worst down, it's literally opening and close. Its open mark and its current mark are the exact same mark right now. All right. YM also very, very similar. There's your base. There's a confirmation touch off of it. There would have been your open. Now, this one may have peaked out of the top depending on where you drew it from. Again, hard because there's a bunch over here. But had you taken that one, maybe, maybe not. On my chart, it peaked just a little tiny out. Depending on your broker, maybe, maybe not. It dropped back down. But kind of looks very similar where you had your base. You know, there are your two bases on it. If you did take it short, you were definitely past 1 to 3. It didn't pull all the way down enough for you to get long on it, so not really a reversal. But had you taken the top, what it would have looked like, and again, depending on your broker, maybe, maybe not, this one came through. If it didn't, your 1 to 3 is right there. You can see all it did was just take, and it went much, much lower. So could have taken it. With an options-based contract, you're absolutely 100% good. Whoa, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're throwing stuff all over the place now. Here, put this in there. Here, put this right this. Like this. Ready? Right there. There you go. There you go. For right now, I would say I would expect this actually to end probably more in the green today. If you wanted to run some fibs down, you can see that this is a 23. Again, that's one of the other things. Again, running it from high to low for opening print would have been pretty handy there. Right now, though, I do think we burst through. We've hit this level 4 times now. The sentiment for the day is, oh, it's going to be another red day. When all the retail traders know it's going to be a red day, it tends to turn out to be a green day. So this is the strongest of all of them. I think YM to the top side makes the most sense. And again, probably if I had to pick a target for today, the potential of coming up into this 950, right? I think is probably where we want to see this grind to. I think that's the next level we really start looking for some, for some selling action. It's okay, but like I said, easy one at the open. Let's go back and see if oil is doing anything. No. We were talking about it pulling into a level and stabilizing. It's kind of stabilizing right now in the middle of the group, right? It's kind of like, here we go. Look at that, stabilizing in neither. It's funny. Look at the consolidation, right? Right. Is definitely consolidating for a news burst. How big? I don't think it's going to be a big one today. Maybe it's huge, right? Maybe it's huge, but definitely consolidating it. I mean, I guess I could run this even back to here if I wanted to, like it bisected right through, right? So, great, Kip. Thanks, buddy. So, just to update everybody, I gave him the green thing with the rocks in it. I forgot that Jin had put sand in the bottom of it. So, yeah, he just dumped a whole thing of sand. Thankfully, not on the keyboard, but all over himself and all over the floor. And he's like looking at it, like, what is that? Like, yes, it is a big sensation. Thankfully, it was only like a half a cup of sand, but yes. Kipster. All right, so we'll see where this one goes in the next couple minutes. As I said, it's kind of boxing in right now with the API being just a little bit different. It's already expected to be negative, but so much of it is, talks of what are we seeing over here? Here you go, Putin. Threat of nuclear war is on the rise. Russia considers nuclear weapons a response to an attack. We didn't speak about usage of nuclear war. We have most advanced weapons, but do not want to wave it around. Said considering such weapons as a deterrent. So if the reason why you guys are seeing this, if you're like, wait, why is he suddenly doing this right now? Supposedly this morning there was 2 air bases supposedly deep in Russia that were reported to be hit. No one has claimed credit because that's just how people roll. It was nobody attacked, and that's probably why we're seeing this. I don't know, probably more lip service, but again, nuclear weapons were meant to be a deterrent. So him saying that, they're a deterrent. Yes, of course, we all know that's why every country has them, or all the big countries have them, and that's why we don't want little countries to get them. So, yeah, let's see. Is the VIX popped at all on that one? A little bit, right? A little bit. Again, I'm delayed a little bit on VIX, but yeah, a little bit of a pop in the VIX. You're starting to see a little red. Yeah, obviously some red coming back. Because again, Russia and nuclear, not a great combination. Yeah, seeing gold start to move too. Dollar not moving as much. I thought dollar would move a little bit more off of that, but maybe not. Yeah. Yeah, they're all kind of They're all kind of. Thought we get more here too. Hmm. Not much. Okay. We'll see. Yeah, there'll be some more on this one. There will be more headlines. All right. Yeah, we'll see. All right. Let's go ahead and do the drawing, and then we'll come back to oil and see how that goes. Let's see if oil is done. Looking for that stabilization. Yeah, it's literally going. It's like trying to pierce right through. And again, normally what we're looking for on this one is some type of stabilization where, basically it goes flat, right? It goes flat like this, right? Nothing, right? It's like the calm before the storm, and we're on a 1-minute chart, so it's not that hard. We're still getting chip back and forth again, so not really an ideal setup today for news. It does look like it wants to come more to the top side, though, doesn't it? All right, let's go ahead and do the drawing. Wow, I only got 5 of you in today. Wow, it should be easy to take it. Who are we missing today? Ernest is missing. Sean is missing. Debbie is missing. Must have been that. By the way, I don't know if you guys caught it. Debbie had a very interesting story about how she thought someone was in her house, and she told us about the knife that she borrowed from the restaurant, right? Because Debbie would never steal a knife, but her Longhorn Steakhouse knife. I was like, what? She's like, I clept it. I was like, nice. Go, Debbie. When in doubt, take the steak knives for protection. All right, let's close it down. All right. Winner of today's drawing will be. Look at this. It's pretty even. Pretty even. And it is Will with 1. Just like that. Will with 1. All right. Not that one, leaderboard. All right. Here we go. Let's go ahead and give you your 25. Look at that. Nora's like, man, I had the statistics on my side. Yeah, 50% I still lose, right? It was a coin flip, Noro. It was you versus everybody else. Now, obviously, Will had what? A 12% chance of being the winner? But yes, it was 50-50. The odds were technically not in your favor, right? They were not in your favor. Let's see what this oil chart's going to do, and then we'll roll. And then I'm going to get it back. Oh, look, see, they're already starting to pop a little bit. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Did they get the quick manipulation in? Let's see. What is it? What is it? Oh, come on. You know the data's out there. We could see it in the number. It already did its pop. Yeah. It looked like it went to that. Come on. 5.2. There we go. So it was expected to be the API said minus 6.4. So funny. We don't have the strategic oil reserve anymore. And, again, they're talking about, additional oil cuts, and we're still draining. And, yeah. And our biggest threat is going to see our closest oil, not our closest, but our most important oil ally. So very interesting going into the week, guys. So, yeah, and again, I expect that to probably continue to drop back and forth. So, yeah, with that said, I'm out of here for today. I'll catch you guys tomorrow morning. Hopefully, I will have the room baby-proofed a little bit more now that Kipster has dumped a cup of sand. Yeah, but he's obviously feeling better. So, yeah, so he's all excited now. So, obviously, if he's upset, we just spill a cup of sand all over the dance floor. So, all right. Good trading today. Hopefully we get some more movement. Again, the 75 is respectable. It's better, but everything else in here, I mean, against dollar CAD, a little bit, right? Little bit. If we get a pop in oil, this probably comes back down too. So, but again, this is December trading. So, see where the U.S. session ends, and maybe we can get some overnight action today. So, with that said, I'm out of here. I'll catch you guys tomorrow morning, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. Good trading. You need me, shoot your message on Discord. I should be around today. Take care.